So first of all, what is discourse? Discourses are basically standardized ways that particular groups in society use language, images, and other forms of representation. And these ways include selection of vocabulary, grammatical choices, linguistic features, and these all features they come together to tell a particular story about the world. And this is how people perceive reality, and this is how people communicate the reality, what they feel about the world, what they feel about reality that exists in the world. And these are actually the characteristic ways of speaking, writing, or designing visual materials that are common to a group. It defines the group, a community, a social class, or anyone. Now, there are some cognitive belief systems which exist in the minds of the people, and these belief systems are referred to as ideologies, and these ideologies are such belief systems which underlie the particular discourse. Now, as far as the objectives of the present study are concerned, it involves to trace and analyze the importance of discourse and underlying ideologies in shaping the worldview for us, to trace the discourse related to the ecosystem in Pakistani advertisements, and to analyze the different dimensions of eco-linguistic discourses in these advertisements. The theoretical framework for this study is one of the stories of Aaron Stipp, which is about eco-linguistics, and it is referring towards ideologies and discourses related to eco-linguistics or ecology or ecosystem. And according to this framework, there are mainly three types of discourses, which are referred to as constructive or beneficial discourses. Similarly, there are destructive discourses, and the third type is ambivalent discourses. And each of these discourse is referring towards a particular aspect of discourse. For example, the constructive or beneficial discourse is the one which is beneficial for the environment, which is foregrounding the environment in many ways and helping it and helping the world preserve the ecosystem and the environment. And destructive discourses are those discourses which are destructive for the environments, and they are backgrounding the environment, and they are foregrounding the other aspects, and they are destroying the ecosystem or ecology. And ambivalent discourses are somewhere in between, which means that they are focusing on some positive aspects related to the environment, but at the same time they are harming the environment in any other way. So such discourses are referred to as ambivalent discourses. So the present study is about the analysis of all of these discourses in Pakistani advertisements. The foremost discourse about the environment is destructive discourses about ecology in Pakistani advertisements. The foremost among them is economic discourse. Economic discourse is when language is frequently used to represent economic growth as a fundamental goal of the society. It is the growth of global competitive index and the competition discourse. And advertisement industry plays an important role in this regard because it shapes the reality for the people. And this discourse results in the exhaustion of resources and destruction of the ecosystem that supports life. It is because of this discourse that people shape a reality for them, and economic well-being becomes the prime interpreter of society, in terms of which they define their relations towards nature as well as society. The advertisement of housing society is very destructive for the environment, as they shape the reality for the people that they need a better house. And when a lot of housing societies are constructed, they result in the destruction of environment. For example, they result in the cut down of forest and trees, which result in the destruction of environment. Similarly, the construction material, when it is constructed and built in the industries, the smoke from the factories, it destroys and pollutes the environment. So the advertisements which are promoting these housing societies are promoting a destructive discourse for the environment. Similarly, another destructive discourse in Pakistani advertisements is the discourse of automobiles. This discourse through advertisements is promoting people to buy new cars, sports car, or other type of automobile vehicles. So this is also destructive for the environment, because in these advertisements they foreground the beneficial aspects of these automobiles and its benefits, while they background the environment, because the construction material or everything related to it, they result in the destruction of environment. And the smoke from these cars, it is also polluting the environment, and this is against the better living standards. And people are they are so immune to these automobiles that they do not go for walk or other beneficial ways of moving from one place to another. They always use automobiles, and if they have to go somewhere near, they never prefer to walk. and this is destructive for their health as well as environment. So this is the discourse which is being promoted by Pakistani advertisements. Similarly, advertisements of electronic gadgets, it adds to this because people are promoted to buy these gadgets, and these gadgets are also destructive for the environment. Such advertisements shape the reality for people in such a way that they are promoted to buy these gadgets, which is harming their health as well, and the time which they used to spend in the nature and preserving the environment. It is spent while using these gadgets, and these gadgets, it involves such material which the construction and building of which involves the destruction of environment, and it results in the pollution and the destruction of ecology. Another type of destructive discourse for the environment whose underlying ideology is that to purchase a product is a shortcut to well being. For example, the advertisements of vitamin supplements. So, the vitamin supplements are shown as if they are shortcut to the well being, while this is not the case. When the environment is not preserved and people are not spending time outside, and people are not doing healthy things, like they are not going for a walk, or they are not spending time in the sports and athletics, and they are spending all the time indoors, playing on their gadgets, or working from their homes or offices. So they spend a lot of time indoors, and they spend least of their time outside, so that's why they face a lot of problems related to their health. So vitamin supplements are provided as a shortcut to well-being. So this cannot be a replacement for a better lifestyle, which is attained by spending some time in the nature and in the outer world instead of staying indoors. So this discourse is foregrounding this one aspect, that this product is a shortcut to well-being, but it is backgrounding the wider aspect of environment, that if these people they spend a little more time in the environment, in the nature, they would have been better. Similarly, the advertisements of energy drinks like Sting and other some Red Bull and some other energy drinks is again destructive for the environment as well as health, and it is shown as a symbol of masculinity, and it is shaping the reality for the people. Similarly, advertisements of perfumes, it is foregrounding one aspect, that it has a very good fragrance and all that, but it is backgrounding that these perfumes are made by crushing the flowers, so which is harming the nature and harming the environment. So this advertisements of perfume is also destructive for the environment. Similarly, industrialization of poultry farming. Poultry farming is leading towards the packed materials and the nuggets and the sausages and all these things which are harmful for the health of people. And this is against the ecology and ecosystem, because they are keeping all the poultry hens and all that in a closed environment, where they are fed with injections and all sort of chemical feed. So this is against the ecology and the natural preservation of animals, or insects, or these poultry animals. Another destructive discourse for the environment is that related to factory farming, for example, meat industry and processed food, and this treats ecosystem as a commodity, and they have kept the animals for the production of meat only. And similarly, industrial agriculture is of a similar kind, where the traditional farming methods are replaced by the modern ones, and the crops they are no more organic, and they are harming the plants as well as the health as well as the environment and the health of people, because they're using fertilizers which are harmful for the health, but these fertilizers they result in a better yield. So that's why they are using these fertilizers. So this is also discourse of fertilizers is the discourse of fertilizers in Pakistani advertisement is also destructive for the environment. Now, other discourses which are ambivalent discourses, which have some positive aspects, but again they are harming our environment in some other way, are referred to as ambivalent discourses. For example, the brands like Hardy and Bonanza, they are moving towards the paper handbags. They have replaced their handbags with the paper handbags, but at the same time they are promoting the consumerism and brand consciousness, where the people want to wear the brands and all that. So this is not something good, and they are foregrounding one aspect of the environment, but on the other hand they are backgrounding other aspects, like when a lot of consumerism is promoted, then this means that a lot of products will be produced, and production of a lot of products results in the destruction of environment. Similarly, the discourse of zoo is also an ambivalent discourse, because through this discourse, on one hand, they are preserving the animals at one place, but on the other hand, the environment of zoo is against this, because we can take the example of Kavan. The Kawan elephant in a zoo in Islamabad was kept at such a harsh, kept in such harsh condition that it had to be transferred to Colombia. So this is an ambivalent discourse, that on one hand the discourse of zoo is about preservation of animals, but on the other hand it is not. The standards of the zoo are not up to the mark of the natural environment in which the animals may live. Last but not the least are beneficial discourses, which are the discourses of advertisements, which are about the ecology, which are beneficial for the ecosystem, and these convey the ideologies that actively encourage people to protect the systems that support life. For example, the discourse of Billion Tree Tsunami Project, which is about planting more and more trees, and this is the discourse which is very much beneficial for the environment and constructive for the environment. Similarly, discourse of Clean and Green Pakistan, which involves the use of clean and green energy only, and it is against the use of the coal or other forms of energy which are not clean. So this is again beneficial for the environment. And whenever we watch some drama or advertisement or some TV show, if some person is shown smoking a cigarette in that drama, so there is always a warning statement underneath that advertisement or that TV show, that smoking is dangerous for health. So this is again the discourse of smoking being dangerous for health can also be referred to as beneficial for the environment. So that's all with my presentation. Thank you.